Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to show you how to easy mode building a workout. Are you eating a humongous Toblerone?
No.
Show us the package. That's the size of my arm.
It just looks big because
It is
small.
big. Before I get into this topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right. So I'm going to give you guys 9 steps. So basically going to show you how to easy mode, how to build a quality workout. I basically boiled down the steps that I take in building a client workout or a workout program myself, and I put them into a structure. And if you guys have any questions on this, you can hit me up in the comments section down below. All right, how to easy mode building a workout. Step number 1, we're going to start with about 4 workout days. This makes sense for about, 95% of you. Some of you will only want to work out on a full body workout. That's fine. Designing a full body workout is a topic for another day. We're going to stick with about 4 workouts here. Now, don't panic. If you can't work out 4 days a week, that's okay. This will work fine on a flex schedule. So if you can only work out every other day, or if you want to use 4 workouts and rotate them between 3 days, 3 weekdays, that's perfectly fine as well. 4 unique sessions allows flexibility. You can choose basically an upper posterior, so you could use this type of structure we're going to cover for an upper posterior, for a lube, which is a leg day, a back day, and 2 upper days. You can use this for a torso arm split or even a body part split. If you're unfamiliar with any of these workouts, check out my website at superlivingtoday.com or go to the search tab on my main page on YouTube and search any of these. You'll be able to find them for free. So again, don't panic because we're having 4 workout days. You can use this for 3 days a week, 4 days a week, or every other day. This is just a good, solid structure to have 4 workouts to play with. So you have your Google Doc, your spreadsheet, your piece of paper, however you're designing your workout, and you have your 4 different columns for your different exercises. Now, from there, we're going to slot in 6 exercise slots per day. Do you have to use 6? No, but this is a good starting point. Once we're done with this, if something doesn't work for you, you can modify it. But learning this basic structure is really going to help you learn workout design, or at least the fundamentals of workout design. So each of your 4 training days, we're going to have 6 exercise slots that provides you with about 24 exercises per week at about 3 hard sets apiece, or about 72 challenging sets per week. I find this is absolutely perfect for muscle building. And again, don't panic if you can only lift 3 or 3.5 times a week. That's okay. Focus on the big picture. Not working out 4 days a week isn't going to be critical. In the long run, just remaining consistent, crushing your training and crushing your nutrition, that is going to be the driver of hypertrophy. All right, so we know we have 6 exercise slots per day. So we have 24 total exercises we need to build out. So what we're going to do next is we're going to pick 4 exercises for what I call the majors, more major areas of focus. You have your chest, you have your delts, you have your back, and you have your quads. Now, I'm not saying other body parts aren't important or aren't major, but in the massive iron programming world, we look at these 4 areas as majors first, and we're going to program in 4 exercises or select 4 exercises first for each of these areas. So again, these areas are chest, delts, back, and quads. And this will, by picking 4 exercises for each of these areas, we're going to have 16 of our 24 total exercises selected. So I want you to sit down on paper or on your Google Doc and pick 4 for each of these. Pick 4 exercises for your chest, quads, delt, and back. Now, step number 4 is pick 2 exercises for biceps, triceps, and hamstrings. So we have 8 exercises left. Here we're going to knock out 6 of them. We're going to fill in the gaps for our hamstrings, biceps, and triceps. You can later add a third exercise if you want more biceps work, triceps work, or even hamstrings work. But by adding these 6 exercises in, we're up to 22 weekly exercises with only 2 exercise slots left. So we're almost done with our programming. All right, step number 5, we have 2 exercise slots left. Typically, you can pick an exercise for traps or rear delts. This is commonly a solid approach, but we also have abs and calves, and we're going to dive into that a little bit. You can see when programming, there's a lot of body parts that are fighting for space. So we typically are going to slot in the big hitters. We want some trap work. We want some rear delt work. And then you can kind of slot in things like abs and calves after the fact. The reason why I do this is not everyone trains abs and calves, and not everyone trains abs and calves the same. Some people really have a calf focus. Some people really have an abdominal focus. But we're going to get the big hitters out of the way first. All right, step number 6, assess the minors. So we have our structure done. We have our 4 training days. We have 6 exercises for each training day. We've picked 4 exercises for each of the big hitters. We've picked 2 exercises for your minors, biceps, triceps, and hamstrings. And we filled in the gaps with, say, traps and rear delts. Now we're going to assess the minors. Now that we have 24 total exercises, determine if you want to add more work for arms, traps, abs, calves, or even forearms. We're going to assess, does this program have any weaknesses? Are there any weak areas that I really want to attack? And now that we have 4 training days of 6 exercises, you can slot in or add extra exercises for any of these areas. Now we're going to get into the actual plotting of the program. You have your 4 columns or 4 workout days. You have all your exercises picked. Plot each body part. We have to decide how to attack each body part. So we have our majors, our quads, our delts, our chest, our back. We have to pick a reasonable variety for each of these body parts, for each of these majors. You want a good progression opportunity. You want exercises that allow for progression over time. And you want exercises that don't beat up your body. This gets into personal choice. So if we're looking at quads, the question is, do you need to squat? No, you do not need to squat, but you need a reasonable variety of exercises that provide an opportunity for you to progress and that don't beat up your body. Same for chest. Do you need to bench? No, you don't need to bench. You could pick dumbbell bench. You could pick dips. You could pick machine or plate loaded chest press, and you could pick pec deck. There you have 4 exercises that provide a reasonable progression opportunity and that don't beat up your body. So plot out each major body part, which 4 exercises you want for each major body part, and kind of plot them in order. Which is the hardest for you? Which is the next hardest? So on and so forth. For your minors, like biceps, triceps, and hamstrings, just write down both exercises that you want to choose. For your traps and forearms, traps and rear delts, write out the exercise. Now we have our pool of exercises, and we're going to structure them into our program. All right, now we're going to actually outline the program. We have our exercise choices. Now we're going to place the big hitters first. Look at all of your exercises. Which ones are the really tough exercises, like squats, like bench, like deadlift? Which ones do you really want to focus on that are the big hitters? We're going to place those in our program first. We want to take the hardest exercises and add them in first. The structure needs to make sense. So whatever program you're using, you need to slot in those big exercises where it makes sense. Upper posterior, lube, torso, limbs, body part split. Slot in those big hitters where it makes sense. This sets the pace for placing the rest of your exercises. So you got your framework. You put those big hitters in first, where you want to work them on which days. And this will set the pace. And now we can go back in and fill in the rest of our exercises. Step number 9, or the last step, is filling in the rest of your exercises. We want to focus on balance. We want to focus on placing the hardest of the remaining exercises first. So you went in and say you placed your squats or your deadlift or your bench or your overhead press, military press, and now we're going to slot in the rest. What are the hardest exercises that remain, like dumbbell rows, like Pendley rows, like RDLs? Which ones are the hardest of the pool that is left? Now we want to place them in our structure. And then once we're done with that level, we want to assess, is our program balanced? Do we need to move anything around, or is this starting to make sense? If everything looks balanced from here, then you kind of take the next group of hardest exercises, you slot them into the program, you reassess for balance. Does everything look balanced? Yes. And then you continue on until you have a final workout structure. From there, you can add, subtract, you can move things around, you can make sure it's balanced, etc. So guys, I hope this helps you understand the basics of programming a workout. We can't really get into every nuance and every question and every step that can come up in this process. It could literally take 2 hours, but this is a basic primer that can help you develop quality workouts. And if you do have any questions, hit me up on Instagram at Ben the Barman. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.